The views and opinions expressed by guests and or comments are those of the persons who submitted them and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcasts. Any content provided by guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company of any individual or anyone or anything. You are tuned in to Real Talk, where if it ain't real, we don't talk about it. The topics are never ending, so if you're ready for some real talk, you're in the right place. Can't wait to hear what the crew got to say this week. Woo! And we are back.
We made it. We survived.
First show of 2026. I am so excited for our continuing coverage of all things real. 2025 was that was one of those years that had been predicted by Cat Williams. That was everything would be revealed.
And it was.
I don't know if he talked that into existence or what happened with that, but he for sure called it. Oh man. Okay, we made it through New Year's. A lot of it was some gunshots fired over here. Not that many fireworks or whatever, but we made it through. The New Year is off and running. We already 6 days into the New Year, so I'm glad of that. Looking for bigger and better things this year for In the Clutch, Real Talk, Matters of the Heart, Sports Talk, and more. Just looking forward to all of it.
We might even bring back a little show enough commentary.
Yeah, we need to. I know it'd be hard to get, everybody, we got a different schedule and everything, so it'd be hard to kind of get some stuff put together, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to make it happen some kind of way, though.
Yep.
Oh, and I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to try to put this link in here and see if that'll work. Okay, y'all. We try to stay on our little schedule. We got a few people in here. Normally, we wait a little bit longer. I get a few more seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and kick the show off. I think before we kick the show off, everybody remembers the movie Life. Very funny movie, and Riri sent me a clip and said, hey, I think this would be appropriate to start the show off with. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and run this clip and get some it'll give some people some time to get in here. They'll miss the clip, but they'll be okay.
Smell that?
Yeah, I smell something.
Smells good, right?
Yeah, I think maybe we should go to another place. Our ambiance ain't really very well.
Are you kidding? Tell me you don't want one of these pies right here, right over here.
Them pies look good, Carl, but I kind of lost my appetite when I came in here. My appetite just left.
Good afternoon, Billy. We'd like some coffee and a couple of slices of pie.
Hey, how do you know my name is Billy?
Well, it says it right there on your shirt.
If you boys can read so good, how come you missed that sign on the door over there?
Oh, that sign on the door that we just... How come we didn't see that sign and say no colors allowed, Chloe? We just rushed in. We was really hungry, so we kind of missed that. But look, we see it now, so bye.
Look, man, we've been traveling all day.
Yeah, let's go.
All we want is some coffee and a couple of slices of pie. Is that all right?
No. These are whites-only pies.
But do you have any Negro pies?
Hey, Chloe, come on now. This woman ain't got the recipe to no Negro pie. Where would she get that recipe? Another establishment, we can get us some pies. Come on, how far is the next
35
town?
miles.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
I'm not driving no 35 miles to get no pie. Lady, ma'am, okay? Now, we want some pie, okay? We are hungry, okay? We want, Billy, we want some pie.
Let me take care of this.
Why somebody got to die because you want some pie?
Let me take care of it.
That's
Look here, look. We from New York. My name Ray Gibson, okay? Let's talk turkey. How much it gonna cost to turn one of them white only pies into nigger pie?
How about I turn y'all into nigger pie?
so you say about 35.
35 miles.
Okay, maybe we find another establishment down the road, where, we won't have a problem. Yeah, I ain't know white folks so serious about pie down here.
No, they were so serious about pie. Oh man.
Man.
I just got a notification we having problems on Facebook. We're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook end.
Oh, it's surely not showing anything.
Oh boy, here we go. Always some. Always some. It's okay though. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it moving. Oh, CFR 00007. How you doing?
Ooh, I can't see that picture. It's too small.
Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah.
I hope we ain't get. I hope they ain't knock us off because of that clip.
No, I think because I know I had kind of got that notification too, but it just I still came on. But I thought maybe it was something that was going to fix itself.
I don't know. Well, anyway, we're gonna keep the show moving. The show today is one. It's more informational. It's not. To me, it's not too much of a controversy, but I just ran across it and then sure enough, said maybe that's a good topic, starting the year off and see where we can go with it. But the topic is there's an all-white town that's being created, might have already been built up and everything by now in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas. And we kind of just want to touch on it and see how everybody feel about it. So I'm gonna run this clip so you guys can see from one of the, I'm assuming one of the founders, exactly why they're doing this.
Okay.
No Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice.
What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture.
And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites-only place.
White American culture.
But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment?
It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks.
But they are being kept out, even if...
you don't let everyone into your home.
Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time. It could be a very loving community if you're part of the community, but if you're black, or if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community.
They can have their own communities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas.
The first thing that came to my mind when I was watching it was how is all of that going to work with when they say the men do the work and the women take care of the kids?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're down with that type of community, that type of society, that wouldn't be an issue. I don't know the number or how many women. Well, I'm sure it's some, but the number of women that are that would be okay with that in today's society. And maybe these, folks coming up in a different, they brought up in a different mindset or different dynamics, and that's okay with them. I'm, I'll ask you, show enough. I know not right now, but at your younger age, would you have been okay with staying at home and just taking care of the kids? And we know what go along with it.
Knowing what I know now or not knowing what I know now?
I'm gonna say knowing what you know now.
Knowing what I know now, hell no.
And why you say that?
Because it's work staying at home with a child, with children. I learned that with my grandson. I was so ready for him to get up out of my house to go to daycare. It's too much. If you're truly involved in doing what you're supposed to do, it's a lot of work. It's not you just gonna lay in the bed all day and they gonna play the game or whatever, and you just eating bonbons. That's not happening. There is work to do. You have to take them out. You have to take them outside. You have to clean behind them. You have to make sure they eat 3 meals and 2 snacks. You have to make sure they're not dead. It's a lot taking care of children and a home. So no.
But if that's the you got, okay, like with your grandson, I can understand that because you still have a job to go to. We got to take the job out. Your job.
No. I'm saying but at the time I wasn't, like when I was keeping him, I wasn't I was working the night job, but that ain't really no work. But to just be at home all day from like 7 a.m., 7 p.m. with a child, no.
Be longer than that.
No, I'm just saying though, just that time frame.
Just that time, right.
Because hopefully they're going to bed by 8, 9, and then you got to wake up and do it all over again. Let me go to work. Let me get a break. No, that's a lot of work, and I think that's the misconception, that people think it's easy. That men, fathers, husbands think it's easy. It's not.
No, I can tell you firsthand it ain't easy from, just raising my kids and even now dealing with the grandkids, and that's not like a everyday thing, but when you have to do it, you have to do it, and it can wear you down real quick. But again, I think the women that sign up for it, they know what they're signing up for, and they're probably okay with it. It started off with no blacks, no Jews. So that's kind of anti-Semitic though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I see it's stuff like that certain people can get away with and certain people can't get away with it, but it is what it is. Cornell is saying knowing what you don't know, because of a lot of them, they don't know because they're being raised in in an isolated situation. Would that's not considered a cult though, is it?
Yeah, kinda. If you're only going, if I'm only allowed to know, be, say, listen to what whoever's running this town, that's a cult. That's a cult. Because they don't want any outside influences.
So I'm gonna follow up on this on my own just to see, you know, what progress they made. Because I would like, okay, when you say your own little community, what does that entail? I'm sure at some point, what do you got to have? A hospital, a grocery store, a bank, you know, gas stations and stuff like that. I would just want to know how that would work, or is it like, okay, we up in the mountains, but we still commute to
Right.
jobs. So if you are in that community, at some point, I'm sure people get curious and want to, you know, venture to the town, you know, another town, you know, to kind of check it out and
It sounds like only the men would be the ones going outside of the community. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. But it sounds like the men, like the women and the children, gonna stay here. And the men are gonna be the only ones that go out into the community to probably either work or, you know, and shop and all of that.
yeah, but the thing that I always, you know, I try to be positive because I don't think what they're doing, like you said, I don't think it's so much that they trying to put down any other race or anything. It's just that they feel more comfortable just being around their own people. Is it a hint of racism?
Now
More than
you know it is. You know it is. I mean, it sounds really David Koreshi, you know, to me. It sounds really Jonestown to me. Like, you don't have to. What different are you going to accomplish by isolating yourself to however many, let's just say it's 200 people that you weren't already doing? Like, you don't want to live amongst certain people. And I don't know. I ain't gonna say it's just racist, but like they said, they're not telling people they can't live there, but you know, doggone well, can't
no,
nobody.
they saying if
Is
you
that what
black,
they're saying?
yeah, they saying if you
Oh, well,
black
that's
or a
racist.
Jew, yeah, you're not no, you're not
Racist.
welcome here.
But this my other thing too. This the flip side of that. What if a group of black folks decide, hey, we won't be part of this town. We don't care what you talking about. And if you don't allow us to be part of your town, we gonna burn it down. Sound familiar?
Well, I would say this. If I knew it was a town like that, I wouldn't personally want to go anywhere near it.
But that's what they did. That's what they did to
Well,
us.
yeah, that's what they always do, and then they wonder why we are in the situation that we're in. Which I'm not even gonna say situation that we're in, because I think we're at a point now where if we were to combine all of our resources, all of our brain power, all of our money, we could establish something. How much they'll let us get away with, I don't know.
And that's my whole point. Like, what makes them think they can do it? We tried to do it. Y'all don't. You don't want us in your neighborhoods. You don't want us in your towns, your communities. Okay, fine. We'll go over here. But then once you see us thriving, we don't need you. We're surpassing you. Then it's burn that shit down. They I saw a quote about the real threat from the white people have with us is equality. They don't want us to have what they have or more, and that's why they keep doing what they're doing. So no. Like
I
I'm
mean,
in agreement. You want to be in your own little town and do whatever you do over there with your women and your children, go do it. But when it don't work out,
well, that's the thing. I depending on how self-sufficient they really are, I think it could work out. I think it could work out for them. They would be in a situation where they would be happy. I think the same thing if we decided to do the same thing, I'm more than positive that it will work out for us. Because think about it. It it's some black people and it's some white people you wouldn't mind staying away from.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I would not have I wouldn't have too much of a problem. It's like you say, when it comes to equality, when it comes to fairness, when it comes to jealousy and stuff like that, that's where the problems come in at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh I just people I, I I like people like them though, because I know where I stand with them. It's not a mystery that they don't particularly like black people, Jews, other people. So I can deal with that because I can stay clear of that. Wayne says I believe they would have to go outside the community to get everyday essentials. They just don't want other people in their community.
And that's fine.
But if you build, I mean, depending on, like I said, depending on how you building it up, you could have all the essentials. Now the thing that comes in is how utility work, how water work, how all of
Ex-
that is up in the Ozarks. So you still gonna be dependent on something. Uh, but I'm not really too much against it. It's just, and part of the reason why I wanted to do this show is that I go back and forth with different groups of people and everything, and people always try to be like, oh no, it ain't like that no more. You're being deceived, and you just don't know, and y'all living in the past. But as you can see, you might not be like that, but it's a whole group of people that are like that. And that's the fear that we have as black people, that we don't know who those people are. So if you don't know who those people are, you don't know who really is sincere about helping you. It ain't even about helping me. It's like who's not for me. That's what I really want to know.
Boy, we do know now.
And
We know now.
we
We
seeing
see,
a lot now.
yeah, we know now. And I
We,
think, I'm with you. I agree. If you want to, be in your own community and whatever, I, go do it. Go do it. But then you got to also think about what happens when things like that. And I can say nine. I can say this with and think I'm 100% sure that 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening and with things like that is what? Children being harmed, women being harmed in every way, children in every way by these men, because you've isolated them. These are that's the only thing in your in right there with you. So that's what you turn to for your pleasure, for when you're upset and mad because you crazy and you ain't taking your medication.
and
It's
then
just too much. It's too much room for stuff to go wrong when people with that mindset set out to do things like that. I don't
then you
trust it.
gotta think when you start when they start multiplying, the groups gonna start intermingling with each other, and yeah, so I could see problems with that. Of course, that's later on, as if they continue on the path that they're on. But it is,
Hmm.
but like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. The racism part, which they won't acknowledge, I have a slight problem with that, but then I don't really have a problem with it because, like I said, I know who you are, and I know that community would not be a community that I would want to visit, move into, or anything
Right.
like that. So I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with it. But let me see. Cornell says people got to wake up and acknowledge what you see is what it is. And for the most part, that's correct. Once you see it, but the problem that we seem to be running into, and I really I really don't want to get on this Trump administration. I really don't want to get on them. I'm gonna say that for another day. I might say something toward the end, but the division that we see is so apparent. But I still have people arguing with me, telling me that what I'm seeing, what I'm saying is false. This man is here for us, the colored people. I have a healthy debate. I don't mind debating people. They send me information, which I love that because I always go back and I fact checked it and I sometimes I learn stuff I didn't know. But like I tried to explain to somebody today, most of the time I see the same thing that I'm saying in what they're saying. Because I don't take what they say at face value. Because when I look back at the past of all the things that have happened, I know when we say we're going to help Iraq by ousting Saddam Hussein, I know what that means. You don't care nothing about the Iraqi. Okay, if you care so much about the Iraqi people, why you won't let them in the country?
Exactly.
You just over there to get the oil.
Venezuela.
So we know that. We could go on and okay, and I don't want to just be on Republicans. I'm gonna say the same thing with Omar Gaddafi. That was our president that had something to do with that. That was President Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look into it and you understand why they actually did it, it ain't got nothing to do with the Libyan people.
Of course not.
Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that Saddam and his sons were doing was cruel. It was just that they are terrible people. Some of the stuff that Gaddafi was doing, power brings that. That's why I try to tell people power is dangerous. Because power make you do stuff that you wouldn't normally do. Because there ain't no repercussions because you at the head of you at the helm, so you can get away with stuff. But when you say we going over there because the people, nah, it ain't got nothing to do with the people. It all come. What I always tell you, Riri, all you gotta do is follow the money.
That's it.
Just follow the money
every time.
When they see, hey, the dollar ain't gonna be of no use to us. They don't want that. They can't have it. And that's what it basically come down to. And I hate to get on that soapbox, but let's kind of reel it back in. No. Because we can get out of here at 8 if we go ahead and go through this. So I'm gonna run your commercial, Riri.
Okay.
So be ready for your plug at the end.
I'll be ready.
If I can find it. Well, I can't. Oh, here you go. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break and then we'll be right back.
Feeling sluggish? Struggling with recovery? Want to take your health to the next level? We have the game-changing peptides your body needs. Whether you're looking to boost energy, accelerate healing, lose weight, or optimize performance, we've got the cutting-edge solutions to help you feel unstoppable. Get extraordinary results with Show Enough Peptides for All. Call us at 731-420-5627 or email us at shownoughpeptidesforall@gmail.com. Show Enough Peptides for All products are strictly for research purposes only and are not intended for human or animal consumption. We do not provide medical advice or services. Please consult a qualified professional for any health-related concerns. All right. For 2026, it's only going to be, it's not already extended, it's past Christmas. So January the 9th, that's it. That's it.
Oh, I thought it was the ninth.
The 9th. That's my brother's birthday. So that's the day I picked. That's it. That's the last day.
Don't y'all worry. I'm gonna get her to extend it to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day gonna be the last day.
So gone, call me.
And this off the topic, but I'm Randolph. He always got the right thing to say. Rich people start wars and poor people fight them, protecting the rich. The rich's best interest, and that is so true.
True.
That is so true, and we see it today. It's happening now, and hopefully we can. I think other nations are starting to see what's going on, and I think initially they were just like, "Oh no, the United States, they just they just talking. They ain't gonna do all this stuff they talking about. They can't do it." And I think they're saying, yeah, they can do it, and we're gonna have to put a stop to it. Which goes back to what I've been saying. We don't have a Congress that is in the best interest of the people. Because if we did, they wouldn't allow this to happen. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, all this stuff, some of this stuff you might could call it policy and this and that, but for the most part, it's just one person. And I know he ain't the head master of all of this, but it's one person pulling all the strings to make all of this stuff happen. Some people think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. And I don't know what to tell them. I don't, and like I told somebody today, I mean, I'm not here to change your mind, because the one thing about it, time will tell. Time will tell. So, I just keep the faith and being former military and seeing all this military activity, I do get a little worried about the troops, because I don't want to see American troops unnecessarily die. If a war comes to our doorsteps, or if it's somebody we got to go defend, and that's what you signed up for, I don't have a problem with that. But when it's unnecessary, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of that was just unnecessary. And you look at Iraq, yeah, those folks, they were tearing down Saddam statues and raiding all his houses, and they were in the streets celebrating. What they doing now? They worse off now than they was when he was in control. And the Middle East is more out of control than it ever has been. But we know why that is. That ain't we know why that is. But let's get back on topic. Let's get back on topic, because I don't want to make this a Trump show. We're talking about this all white town in the Ozark Mountains in Arkansas.
Trump show.
Yeah. We should have made it a Trump show. I got so much stuff, but I want to I want to diversify the conversation a little bit. I don't want it to always be about Trump. Because yeah, as I was called today. What is the new thing they say? Trump syndrome or whatever?
Trump. There's a Trump derangement.
Yeah, Trump derangement. Yeah, I was hit with that today, and I'm like, only reason I talk about him because he's in the news cycle every day. But anyway, I'm gonna play another clip, and I think this clip is gonna actually piggyback off of what you said, sure enough, about when we do try to separate and do our own thing and not bother you. You get upset because you're afraid of equality. You just don't want us to be on that same level.
Yeah.
And is it a reason to be nervous? Is it a reason to be scared of us? Is it a reason to continue the racist rhetoric? And it is.
Yes. Because they know that we are the true, and I ain't just saying that this ain't no, we are the true and living ones. We are the kings and queens for real. We are the smartest for real. We have, of all the things that they have done, we overcame. We overcame that. We came out of that. We still became doctors, lawyers, whatever. We still rose, as they say. So wouldn't you be upset? Wouldn't you be scared if you thought you were the master race and you did the worst of the worst, and that road still came through the concrete? Oh no. That is the problem. That's the problem with healthcare. That's why we can't get healthcare. Why? Because we gonna get it too. And they would rather no one get it versus us get it too. And that's just the bottom line. It's racism. That's the bottom, that's the be all, end all. That's just it. There's no other way to explain it. There's no other way to explain it other than it is just racism. They do not want us to get none of what they have, because they know that if you give us you gave us scraps, we made gourmet. You can't give us nothing because we gonna take it to the next level, and they don't like that. They're afraid of that. Bottom line.
Well, when you say it like that, yeah, I might have to agree with you.
But then let me tell you this part though.
But I don't. But
here's I was thinking about. Hold on, before I forget it. This is the problem we have. Some of us still think their water is colder. Some of us still think their neighborhood is better. Some of us still think driving their car is better. We have to get out of the mindset, but it's so many, and it's usually, and I hate to say it, some of the uneducated who think that. But I have also seen the so-called educated who also think that way. I want to live over here. You can make your neighborhood just as well as not Cordova now, Collierville, if you demand what Collierville has. We have the same resources as Collierville, if not more. It's what we make of it. If I sit here and don't ever complain, if I don't ever go to my congressman, if I don't ever go to my district person, if I don't ever say anything about my street, my neighborhood, then why? I should just shut up and deal with it until we band together as a people and demand the same thing. We're going to keep running to Collierville, running to DeSoto County, running. And then you get there and you get reminded that you still or what?
Yeah, I agree.
Because they don't want you there.
But okay. And you might not have the answer to this, because I damn sure don't have the answer to it. Why are we so separated in what we're seeing? And like, I don't think I'm any smarter than anybody else. And sometimes I even have to be like, well, damn, am I missing something? Let me go back and look. Maybe I missed something. I don't understand how we can be so far apart on the things that we're looking at.
Obvious.
And I'm specifically talking about Black people right now, but at the same time, you can include white people in there too. How are we so far apart on what we're seeing and what we believe? And I told a white guy, the way that you're thinking, the way that we talk and interact with each other, I don't think you're racist. But the things that you say make me think that you're racist, if that makes sense. We can have the best conversations, and then just when we get on politics or religion or this or that, he sounds racist. As long as we talking about sports and this and that, we good. We start talking about crime and what's going on. Everything he says comes across to me as being racist.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Start with the black people. Tell me about the black people first, because I'm more interested in that than I am about the white people.
I'm gonna tell you with the black, but it's really for both. But I'm gonna tell you what I used to. People threw this term around for a lot once they started getting involved in politics and all of that. But I truly believe cognitive dissonance, and I'll give you the definition for those who don't know: the mental stress from holding conflicting beliefs, values, or attitudes, or when your actions contradict them, creating discomfort that motivates you to change beliefs, justify actions, and ignore. This is the key part. Ignore information to restore internal consistency. Meaning, we're seeing the same thing. The same thing. But because you just going to refuse to believe it, you refuse because and for whatever, we in different walks of life, we all got different DNA. And when I say DNA, I'm talking about the way you were raised, what you were exposed to, things you have seen or not seen, read or not read. That just play. That's why I really stopped trying to. I used to try to change people's mind. No, because no matter what I do, if you don't want to believe it, you're not going to. That's why we can look at the same, like I just say the Rodney King thing. We can sit and look at that same video. This person gonna say he was resisting. He should have just laid, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at and said, they tried to kill the man. What are you looking at? We're looking at the same thing.
Same thing with George Floyd. We all saw that, and I don't know how they trying to justify that, but yeah, I mean, I agree. And something so simple that's actually going on right now, the thing with Senator Mark Kelly. All the man said was, I just want to reinforce this to the military. You do not have to follow illegal orders. That's exactly what he said. You do not have to follow illegal orders.
All he said.
That's in the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You learn that in boot camp. So my thing is, they turn it around. See, I can see when you look at it on CNN, they say, Senator Kelly said, you don't have to follow illegal orders. When you watch it on Fox, Fox says Senator Mark Kelly said that troops don't have to follow orders from the president.
Thank you.
See, that's why I was trying to explain to somebody today. That's why I watch Fox News. See, Fox News, it pisses me off, but I watch it because I want to know what they're saying. And maybe they could say something that'll make me say, okay, you know what? You're right. So I watch CNN, MS Now. I watch them all because I want to get all the pertinent information. And now somebody don't hit me to, you got to go even further. You got to start looking at the news from overseas and other places than from the United States. Then
the BBC.
Yeah, you got to watch all of that. That's what you got to start doing.
Yeah.
But my thing being, and sometimes I feel like, okay, am I guilty of this? I'm more with what CNN saying. So do I believe them more than I believe Fox? I do, but it's because I'm hearing what this man said. And you're saying something totally different. So why would I it's hard for me to believe what you're saying when I see it, when I know for a fact what he actually said. And now they're trying to take the man pension and retirement pay, trying to drop it down.
Right.
Oh man, see.
But if you see, like you saying, you listening to all of it, you watching all of it, Daryl, there are those who only watch Fox, only watch Newsmax, only, that's all they watch. They're not going to watch and see what someone else is saying or reporting. So that's their belief. Them folks that have the podcast with their parents that I be sending you.
Right, yeah.
Them parents, ain't nothing that man can do to change their mind. Nothing. They have an excuse for everything. Well, he can do no wrong in their eye. I truly believe, especially the daddy, Chump could sexually assault his grandchildren and he would justify it. He would find a way to justify it. He would find a way. And the mother would too, because she gonna do whatever her husband do.
Yeah, I was just about to say, she just kind of following along with him.
She following behind him,
like they probably doing in this community in the Ozark Mountains. But
exactly.
But here's the thing: when you're saying, like, I'm looking at it from their perspective of, okay, this is what people believe. You're entitled to believe what you want to believe. One of the questions that I asked is, okay, let's just hypothetically say Trump all over the Epstein files, and we find out that he is guilty of most of the stuff that he's been, hypothetically now.
Mm-hmm.
He's guilty of it. Would you still support him?
They would.
Here's the answer. I can't go on hypotheticals.
See?
Then the next thing is, well, what about what Biden and Obama did?
What? Biden, what did they keep saying Biden did? Something to his wife or ex-wife?
There's something about he hugged or kissed a little girl or something.
Yeah.
It might have been a little grandpa kiss or whatever. I don't know. But
it's crazy.
They bring up Bill Clinton. And my thing is, hey, if he guilty, I don't care who he is. He need to be held accountable. You can Bill Clinton, if you got something on Obama in there, which I'm sure you don't, if he in there, I want to know.
The daddy said Obama's all over it. You remember the daddy said that's why they protecting it. That's why they don't want it open, because Obama's all over it. I'm like, man, if the Obama was all over, baby, it would have been released the moment it hit the desk.
It would have been out. Anything he would have did would have been out. And you have to laugh at this stuff sometimes, because you look at it and you're like, the only way you can defend your person is to shoot down my person.
Yeah.
So when we talking about the economy, how you bringing up Biden? Well, no, okay, you can say I inherited from Biden. Okay, but why are you still talking about Obama then?
Right.
That was so many years ago. Why are you still talking about him?
He been gone.
And then and I know we way off subject right now, but when you start talking about racism and this and that, I was looking at some clips today, and I should have put them clips together. I'm looking at these clips where the guy asking these MAGA folks, which one do you prefer, Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act?
I saw that.
All of them saying, I prefer the Affordable Care Act because I don't like nothing about Obamacare. So the guy was like, okay, what is it that you don't like about Obamacare? He asking them all these questions.
Yeah.
They just being negative. And then he said, okay, well, so you're okay with the Affordable Care Act being blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. That's much better. And they asked him straight up, why do you like of the Affordable Care Act more than you like Obamacare. They'll tell you, I just don't like anything about Obama.
That's exactly what they said.
The health care plan that he put out is useless. It doesn't help anybody.
It costs too much. It's double the price.
It doubled this. You couldn't do this. You got to pick this, and they forcing you to do it. Oh, so because of that, you're okay with the Affordable Care Act, right? They was like, exactly. And then when he break it down and say, well, you do know Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act are the same
thing.
No, it ain't.
No, it's not.
No, it ain't. That's racism.
Yes.
Racism and a little. And I hate to be like this. It's racism and a dose of ignorance.
Ignorance.
You know, exactly. It is. So, but it, you know, hey, it is what it is. Patricia asks, my question is, why do we continue to pull each other down? If we as a black race would stick together and support each other, we would be a force to be reckoned with. That's the age-old question.
Been asking that question for as long as I've been alive.
That's the age-old, and we all go through it. We all been
every
in a
generation.
Yeah, we all have been in a situation where we thought we could come up and we gonna do this and we gonna break the chains and somebody always mess it up. Like they say, crabs in a barrel.
Yeah.
That's and this off subject, but it's on subject too. Had a conversation and somebody said, hey, I met somebody that went to school with you. And I'm like, oh, okay. They told me don't fuck with you. And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, you know their name? She didn't get their name or whatever, but I'm saying anybody that went to school with me,
can't nobody say nothing negative about their early. I'm sorry.
And I ain't saying this because I'm me. I'm saying this because I know what type of person I am.
Right.
I know the type of integrity that I have. Now, am I a little bit cocky? Sometimes. Am I a little bit arrogant? Sometimes. But I'm the most humble person you're gonna meet. Anybody who don't ever ask me for some help on anything,
absolutely,
I'm dropping everything I got to help you, to make you a better person.
Yep.
I don't took losses to ensure that other people make it and get ahead. Not just my kids, just strangers. Not strangers, but
yeah,
people that come to me and ask me about this and that. I'm like, hey man, here go my number. Call me. You need me. You need like doing this cleaning service. Hey, you need me to come out there and show you how to do it. You need me to help you with your payroll. I ain't never had a problem helping nobody with anything. Right. So it kind of hurt me to know that somebody feel that way about me.
Right.
But it is what it is. I look at that as this same situation. He hating on me, whoever this person is, and I'm hopefully, she said, you want me to find? I said, no, don't. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to. And the reason
because I guarantee it's somebody close to you.
And that's why I don't even want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to know. She said, I want to know. I said, no. I said, because my circle's small now anyway. Mm-hmm. So whoever it is, if they in my circle, they really fooling me.
Yeah.
So anybody outside of that, I could care less. So right. it is what it is. And it's just so funny we bringing this up, and I just experienced it.
Right.
So it's kind of funny. When she told me, I wanted to know.
Well, of course.
Because all the stuff she was saying, I was like, yeah, he know me. Whoever it is, he know me, because she taught too much information to not know me. Knew when I graduated, just so, but like I said, after I thought about it, I said, nah, I don't even want to know. It is what it is. I said, you have people like that. That's why the Hispanics are being targeted, because they are doing what we don't do: unite and be self-sufficient, and self-preservation is the first rule of nature. Well, why we don't have that? If that's the first rule of nature, And see, and see, I look at it. This ain't no slight against Mexicans. You know, we all used to use the Mexicans because that was cheap labor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they doing the job. So hey, if I can get it for cheaper, I'm gonna do that, right? No problem. But see, you can't say that now. They charging your ass the strength now.
Sure is.
Ain't too many discounts now.
They need that.
Yeah, they hitting you now. So again, they came in, they hit the market that probably a lot of blacks weren't gonna hit anyway. Weren't gonna do a lot of construction work. We
Outside.
We thought we was, we don't moved up a little bit. So that's good for them. But at the same time, okay, why do we have to digress? Why do we not pull ourselves up as a community, not just one individual? Why we can't all just pull ourselves up?
I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing, like I was saying about how the white people don't want us to progress, is because you scared we're gonna have more than you. I think it's the same in the black community. You scared I'ma have more than you. So you ain't finna pool with me, because when it start rolling in, it's gonna be, she don't deserve all this. She don't deserve 50. I deserve 70. And I think that's the mentality.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I ain't that way. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you. When I got back home out of the military, and a lot of my friends, or I just say a lot of people that I was around, was still in the street activities. I never looked at their cars. I never looked at their fur coats. I never looked at the jewelry and all of that and was jealous.
Right.
I always looked at it and said, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get all that shit too.
Legally.
I always said that.
Right.
And
look at you.
And no, well, look, I was doing like they was doing. I was like, man, give me the Lexus with the chrome rims. Okay, next week you gonna see me in the Navigator. I was all of that. All of that legally. I never looked at anybody and was like, that motherfucker. I ain't never do that. I was always like, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. One of my best friends, he had a black Pathfinder, and he let me drive it one day. And I told him, I said, hey man, now this was 95. I said, man, I'm getting one of these. He said, man, go on, get you one. He knew I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
He knew I couldn't get it. But guess what? A year later, bought me a brand new one. Bought me a brand new one. So did. So I don't understand how people are jealous. Black people or white people, I don't understand how you jealous when you could go out there. Again, I think I have a higher integrity level than a lot of people, because some people, like, I always knew I needed money to do the things that I need to do, but I was never driven by money. I was always driven by the things that I wanted and the things that I wanted to provide for my family, my kids, and now my grandkids. I never let money rule me.
Right.
I think that's where people, well, if you ain't got the money, you can. No, I didn't chase money. I chased my goals that I had in my head. The money gonna come. That's what I tell my kids that all the time now. The money gonna come. Stick to the path.
Right.
Don't deviate. It ain't gonna come overnight, but it's gonna come.
Right. And you ain't gotta watch your back for it.
Right. Thank you. I ain't never.
I can go get it. It can sit in my driveway, or I can live in it, or I can wear it, and I ain't gotta worry about no IRS coming to get it. I ain't gotta worry about the ATF coming to get it. I ain't gotta worry about nobody.
None of that.
We at 7:59.
Yeah, we had an hour. I don't do. You want to end it now? You want to play these clips? What you want to do, Riri?
Don't play the clip.
Now, which one? The equality? or the black lady? We'll play both on. So
play both of them. We got a little time.
Now, the setup for this is a white. He sounds like a pastor or something, but he's saying the thing that we say. We can't confirm it, but he's pretty much confirming it for us. So just take a listen.
White male, let me just speak to any other white males that are listening or white people that are listening in general. We're not fooling anyone, and we're not fooling ourselves. And I know, because I was raised and conditioned to see the world a particular way, I know what my ears are hearing. And you can place all the context you want around it. Someone said to me recently, Pastor, he did not say, quote, black women. You're right. He called specifically 4 black women, one of which was Michelle Obama. And these educated black women is who he was talking about. And in the context, it doesn't change. And until we can come to a place where we acknowledge that rebranded, sanitized, polite racism is still racism. And the great Franciscan priest Richard Rohr says it like this. He says, you cannot heal what you do not acknowledge. And this is why it's so imperative when I see things like this administration and Trump and MAGA pushing to remove images of slavery from museums. We're regressing. We're moving backwards. And he knows what he's doing. This administration knows what they're doing. And I'm learning more and more that what this is underneath, what it is white supremacy. And a part of the reason, perhaps, many of these leaders, these white male leaders, part of the reason many of them are kicking and screaming and putting out the dog whistles, and I'm getting them, God knows the people of color are getting them. Part of the reason I believe that's happening is because they are so terrified of one word, equality. Equality. Feels like oppression to them.
That man said,
I said it.
It feels like oppression to them.
Yes.
Being equal feels like oppression
to them.
That's deep.
Because we're still not considered people to them. We're still not considered human beings.
And let me say this. I'm not gonna put that jacket on all white people.
Not all.
Some people will. I think everybody loves whatever race they are. And I feel like you should love your race, put your race first. But at the same time, you should not have to ever put somebody else's race down. To elevate yourself. I got white friends. I'm gonna say associates now because my friend circle is so small now. Mm-hmm. But I got white associates. I got white people that I hit up every now and then. I got a few that we communicate a little bit on Facebook and Messenger and stuff like that. I got a couple, they call or whatever. At some of my job sites, we have great conversations about everything. So I've never been the type of person that had a problem with white people. Never. And people say, yeah, that's because you light skinned. You look like.
But there is some truth to that.
Yeah. Look. Look. I tell you all the time, Cypress Junior High School was the best junior high school. I love Cypress. The first day, we was going to Snowden, and then they changed the districts, and we end up having to go to Cypress. Mm-hmm. First day at Cypress, everybody walking to school. We walk up to the front of the building. A group of guys say, "Hey, white boy, get him." I'm looking around like, who they talking about? Where this white boy at? My cousin said, earlier, they talking about you. I'm flying getting up out of there. My cousin called and said, "Hey, I told him that you black like them." Came back to school that day. Of course, I'm late now.
Yeah.
First day of school, I'm late because I don't got chased home. Come back up there. The guy said, "Hey man, our fault. We thought you was white. We was finna fuck you up." And I'm like, okay. I'm still to myself. I'm saying, okay, why? But now that you know, and cool with them guys. After that was cool with them guys. The rest of the school year, or whatever. And keep in mind, one of them, shit, he probably should have been graduating from college. He was still in ninth grade.
It was a lot of that back then.
Yeah, cool dude though. You know, I don't know how I got on that, but anyway, I've never had a problem with white people. In my mind, in a perfect society, we all should be able to get along. But I'm not naive enough to think that I don't just being realistic. I don't even think it's possible. I think the hatred I'm gonna say the hatred from both sides is too strong for us to ever be, because we have a reason to feel hatred.
Right.
And I think that's another reason why they say if the blacks ever got in total control, they would flip the script on us. But that's never been our nature.
Right.
We actually allowed you to come in to Africa and we taught you everything we knew. And look how you treated us.
They're wondering why. They're wondering, God damn, they ain't did nothing yet. Like
it's not
after what we did.
After what we did, but it's just not our nature. And you can see it if you look at all the stuff that's going on in Africa now. I've been wanting to do a story on my boy Captain Ibrahim Traore, how he kicked France out of Burkina Faso, and now they thriving over there on their own. With not on their own, but the little 3 countries that's surrounding them. All of them 3 countries working together to make things happen. So we can't say no black people stick together. These group of black people said, "Hey, we gonna kick out the colonists. We gonna build our own infrastructure. We gonna build this thing on our own." And they doing it. They building roads. But while France had their foot on their neck, they couldn't get nothing done. No water supply, no roads, no none. So yeah, you feel like you impoverished. You feel like it's no way out. But as soon as they start sticking together, now they got an airport. They building up a stronger military. They doing their own negotiations on their natural resources. And it's the same thing here. It's the same thing we need to be doing here.
Absolutely.
As blacks, as whites, as everybody who is, and see, we can't even say truly American because some of the people who say truly American, they exclude black people. Absolutely. They don't include us in true Americans. And we were here before them.
And they know that.
Yeah, they know it. They look. That's a whole nother story. I'm gonna play this last little clip and then we're gonna get out of here. We a little over an hour, but it's all good. Some of this stuff is informational and hopefully you learn something from it. Because we always say if you only learn one thing, we did our job. So I'm gonna play this last clip, and this clip basically is explaining why a lot of white people feel the way that they feel. And it's really no fault of us. It's their insecurities.
Well, let me say this, that 6 million Jews were killed, and it was a plan to kill them. There was a Wannsee conference in Germany where officials sat down at a conference table and planned to kill 11 million. The Semites of the Jewish religion did not believe that anybody would do that to them. And when people began to talk about something is being planned to destroy us, I suppose then also that people said, oh, that's a conspiracy, nobody would do it.
Are you seriously suggesting that there is a comparable plan in the United States today? Are you really?
See, wait a minute. We have to see the thing that we're not doing, and the thing that we are constantly avoiding is talking about racism. Now, let me tell you what I understand racism to be. Racism is a behavior system that is organized because white people are a minority on the planet. They are a tiny minority of the world's people. The black, brown, red, and yellow people are the world majority. That's right. Not only that, white people are genetic recessive in terms of skin coloration. You see somebody like whose skin is white, if they have sexual relations with a black person, the product is colored. And there is the fear of white genetic annihilation. It existed in Europe, it existed in Germany, it exists here today. And this is why people, I mean, it's written about in the Washington Post, in the New York Times, in the Washington Times, when there are discussions that go on like this by year 2080. The majority people in this area of the world are going to be the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Asians. Oh my, we must do something about it.
Mr. Cobb.
Now, you see, it's the same discussion that goes on in South Africa.
Let this gentleman respond.
But
I usually don't stop them, but I want to stop it right now because I think this is a very important part. You see how they wanted to cut her off from what she was? They don't want to even talk about it. They don't even want to talk about it. So how can we get over the truth? How can we ever get around this or come to an agreement when you won't even sit down and have the conversation?
Because they don't want to be reminded of what they did. That's like with the critical race theory thing. They don't want that taught. You don't want your grandchildren to know what their great-great-grandfather did. That's it. You don't want them to feel guilty. You don't want them to feel bad.
You know why? You know why that is now? Because you got the internet and you can look it up. Back in the day, you just only information you had was information your parents told you or what was in the encyclopedias. Other than that, you didn't know. Now you got the information right there at your fingertips, and it makes it so easy. And when you have children, when you have young adults that are in contact with the other race, and you start talking about these things, they know it's wrong.
Of course.
They know it's wrong. I mean, you can look at it and tell that it's wrong. I mean, ain't no debate on that. But anyway, let's hear her out.
Well, but let me just say, finish
well,
quickly,
I mean,
and then I'll say.
You've had a good long run, but so.
Let me just say this: that if we understand the white fear of genetic annihilation, which was why Willie Horton could be used as a very profound symbol by the Republican Party to win its election, then we will understand what is happening to the black male in this society. The black male is the threat to white genetic annihilation. Right. And so he is profoundly attacked in this society. And if we begin to understand that, we understand what happens to the black family. If you remove the father, then the son is wandering around confused, doesn't know what to do, will get together in a gang and ends up being depressed, getting on drugs and going to prison. And in the United States, in Washington, D.C., I believe we have the second highest incarceration rate, second only to South Africa.
Where was the lie?
I detect no lies. But again, that's not coming from these MAGA people. And I hate to keep bashing them, but they ain't smart enough to know that. That's coming from the higher ups. That's the people who really consider themselves elite, and they trickle it down to you know, the people who can try to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not you're a majority here in the United States, but you're a minority when it comes to the world.
And that's the problem.
And that's, I mean, now we talk about immigration. Now I do feel like we should have strict immigration laws. I don't think just any and everybody should be able to just pile up over here. We need to have some checks and balances. I agree with all of that. But because the world is what the world is, and people travel, people move, people have different reasons for wanting to come here, you can't just say, no, we're going to kick everybody out who ain't white. That ain't going to work. I mean, I'm sure if they could, they would. They trying.
They trying.
They trying. Just like I read a report where Trump said crime was down 77% in the city of Memphis since the task force came in. The city of Memphis put out some numbers. Got 4,000 arrests. Most of them ain't even traffic or just some bogus stuff that ain't going nowhere. I ain't mad at them though. I ain't mad at them. I ain't gonna say that what they did didn't help at all.
Right.
It slowed these people down a little bit. But now, like I said when they first started, we don't need no National Guard here. We don't need none of that. We need competent police officers that are well trained to just continue doing what the people who came in are doing, the job that they're getting paid to do. That's what we really need.
That's it.
We need more police involvement with community so that the community will feel safe with the police officers being around. Because if you ain't doing right, you should feel uncomfortable around the police officers.
Right.
Law-abiding citizens like us, we shouldn't be afraid of the police. That's ridiculous.
True.
But when we see them, I'm just being honest. When we see them, it's like, okay. Now, at one point, it just show you how messed up. It's still the same thing we've been talking about. At one point, it was, if we saw a white officer, we really was nervous.
Absolutely.
Now, you see a black one, you nervous. After what they did to Tyree Nichols, you see a black one, you nervous.
Oh, and that's horrible.
It is.
It's horrible.
Hey, who said this? Why we can't just all get along?
Get along.
Why we can't just all get along? I don't get it. I don't understand where all the anger come from. I don't understand none of it. That's why I stay in my lane. I do what I can do. I try to be the best person I can be. And don't get me wrong, I ain't perfect. I'm far from perfect. But I try to be the best person I can be. Can't nobody can come back and say Daryl cheated them out of some money or Daryl, none of that. That's white or black. So it is what it is. But another great show to start the year off.
Yes.
We're gonna have to get into some of these matters of the heart. So we can,
we're gonna do matters of the heart next time.
Yeah, so we can it's always a battle of the sexes when we do that. So we'll try to entertain that next week versus trying to figure out this racism in America, figure out what Trump doing. I'm gonna just end with this. If Maduro was a bad person, then something should have been done. But it shouldn't have been done by us. It needs to be done by the people of Venezuela.
Right.
By whatever means they need to get it done. We all know it's not about the Venezuelan people. It's about oil. It's about controlling money in the Western Hemisphere. That's what it's really about. It ain't about liberating those people. So again, I just hope it doesn't come to a point where American troops are endangered or put in harm's way for no reason. And I really hope nothing pops off that we feel threatened here in the United States of America. Right. On our home soil, innocent citizens things happening to us, similar to 9/11, all the other terrorist acts, whether they were from foreign people or domestic people. We don't want none of that. We don't want none of that to be going on here in the United States. And again, I don't understand. And maybe it's not for me to understand. I know what it is though. It's all about greed and power. When it all boils down, it's greed and power. Why are we so mad at Russia? Why are we so mad at China? You know, my thing with what's going on in Venezuela is the United States. Now we're saying that we want to be safe. We want to be safe over here.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I hate to say it, I'm on Russia's side with that. Russia saying, well, damn, I don't want NATO at my doorstep, aka Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand. Now, again, just like the United States, they just going about it the wrong way. You can't. That's how I know it's about power and greed. Because if it was just a misunderstanding, why we can't sit down and discuss this and say, hey, I ain't got no problem with you. I don't want you to have no problem with me. Now, my thing, we and I know I'm jumping the subject, but I just thought about the statement that the Chinese guy said. The Chinese guy said, our stance on nuclear weapons is clear as day. China will not fire the first shot.
But we will return.
But we will not allow you to fire the second shot. Them jokers say they got a nuclear weapon that can carry 61 nuclear warheads and 1 hydrogen bomb. They call it 61. And it can get anywhere in the world in less than 20 minutes and cannot be intercepted. I hope they lying.
I don't think they lying.
I hope they lying. 61 nuclear. That's just the end of the world.
The end.
That's just the end. So hopefully nobody fires off any shot.
Please, nobody. But you got that food.
Nah, he a coward though. He a coward. He pick on women in small countries. He don't mess with China president. You ain't never heard him say nothing bad about him. He don't mess with Kim Jong-un. You ain't never heard him say nothing bad about him. He don't say nothing to Putin. I got a good relationship with them. Yeah, because you want to be like them. You want to be the big bully on the block. But you a coward. You talk bad to all these women, but then you turn around when you talking to real men. Putin got, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I can spot a bully a mile away, and that's all he is, a bully.
Absolutely.
And nobody checks him on anything. And that's the problem.
Of course not. They just agree with him.
I ain't no woman, but he couldn't have called me piggy. He couldn't have called me piggy. I'm sorry. That would have been the last press conference I would have been at. Because he would have got some choice words from me. I'm sorry. And who are you to call anybody piggy?
Thank you.
So, but it is what it is. Great show. We had an hour and 23 minutes, 24 minutes, or whatever it is. Enjoyed everybody who was able to get on tonight. We had some problems with Facebook, so that might have kept some people off. We got Bonita, we got Wayne, we got Cornell, we got Randolph, we got Pat first one in every time. Who else? That's all I see, which is good. First show of the year.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get some controversial shows on here so we can get y'all to input a little bit more and call in and come on the show with us and all that good stuff.
Right.
Let me try something right quick. And we finna get off of here. I'm just trying to see something. Oh, man. Did it go through?
I see it. I don't know if it's a clickable, but I see it in the comments.
Yeah, don't look like it's.
Mm-mm.
Don't tell me Facebook don't came back up now at the end of the show. I don't know if you can click. Nah, I can't click on it. I don't know if y'all can click
Mm-mm.
on it.
I can't click on it.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
well that ain't gonna work.
I don't understand, but it's supposed to be a way. I guess you have to just send the person the link.
Yeah, probably so. I'm sure it's a way. Anyway, good show. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Probably do some Matters of the Heart. I had a good one for this week, but I lost the clip. I'm gonna try to find it.
A good matter of the heart would have been that about the dress.
Is that real talk or is that Matters of the Heart? I mean,
it could have been Matters of the Heart the way we would have went about it with old boy calling that preacher talking about his wife. Cause you ain't finna call my wife
yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm kind of on his side, but I wouldn't have called her no $2. I wouldn't have said that. That
why
was
would you say that? That lady had nothing. Well, I don't know if you know the backstory. They've been beefing for years.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, see, now, when you tell me that, I have to disregard his comment because he's just searching for something.
They've been beefing for years.
It's just like anything else. It's I guess it's competition some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't totally agree with her wearing something like that as the first lady, but I'm gonna say this: she looked damn good in it.
You're damn right, and that's the problem.
She looked damn good in it. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, I got one more thing in case any of my Treadwell people on here, or if y'all catch the show later. One of everybody's favorite teacher, Miss Karen Champion.
Oh yeah,
passed away a few days ago. And they just put out the funeral arrangements. Funeral arrangements for Karen Champion, Miss Champion, Spanish. Somebody said French, Spanish and French teacher, Treadwell High School. That was my favorite teacher at Treadwell, without question. More than a teacher to me. She was like a mother. She treated me like a son. She took care of me. I used to go to her classroom when I didn't want to go to the cafeteria. She always had lunch for me. Just a remarkable person. Well, anyway, the funeral arrangements, the wake is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. this Friday. That'll be what? January the 9th?
Mm-hmm.
January the 9th, from 4 to 6 p.m. at R.S. Lewis Funeral Home on Walnut Grove. I should have typed this information up here. And the funeral will be this Saturday, January the 10th at 11 a.m. at First Baptist Church, Lauderdale. We got time for me to type this on here right quick? Or you think that's good
I'm
enough?
doing it. I'm doing it. Say it again. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go back. You said the wake is?
The wake is 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. this Friday at R.S. Lewis Funeral Home on Walnut Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And the funeral is this Saturday at 11 a.m. It's a First Baptist Church, Lauderdale.
First Baptist Church, Lauderdale. Okay, First Baptist Church, Lauderdale. Saturday. What time?
11 a.m.
Okay. Now let me get this. Put that correctly. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to hit enter. I was trying to move it down so I could fix it. What I got? Wakes 4 to 6 Friday at R.S. Lewis. Funeral, First Baptist Church, Lauderdale, Saturday, 11 a.m.
Yeah, that's
I
enough.
meant I meant to put some actual dates.
Yeah, it's on the Trailwell page, and I'm sure everybody gonna be posting it on their Facebook page. I just wanted to hit it out. I just wanted to acknowledge it. I'm still trying to to accept it. When I first saw it, I was like, nah, I already know if this was true, which I knew it was true, because when nobody post something like that without it being true. But I was waiting on Barbara Williams. I said, if anybody gonna post it, Barbara gonna post it or call me, text me or something. So I text her, and took her a while to text me back. And when she texted me back, I was like, I guess it is true. And yeah, I still
beautiful lady, beautiful spirit. Yeah. Like you said, I mean, she was well known. I mean, everybody loved her. I ain't heard nobody say they didn't like that woman. Rest in peace to her, and prayers to her family.
I look, just like me, I know somebody who had a problem with her. I ain't gonna call no names on her. Oh, I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, good show. We did an hour and a half. We weren't trying to, but we did it. Love you guys, and we will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And
good night, y'all.